New Brew Thursday! Woo! And we're at Library Ale House, and we're with the guy, the man, the legend that created Untappd.
One half.
Oh my God, he's my hero. Tim Mather, nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you too. And guys,
I'm John.
Bill.
So talk about Untappd. What is it?
Well, Untappd is just a new form of social mobile beer community. We're really just cultivating community around the beer movement and taking advantage of the check-in, basically.
It's like Foursquare for beer.
Yeah. We've been dubbed by the community Foursquare for beer.
Right, which is I think that's a compliment.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, so I like Untappd because it encourages me to drink something I've not drank before.
Exactly. That's kind of the goal. That's something that really fueled our want to build it.
Right on. So what's are you like, you're the dude that like at 16 developed a love for craft beer and wanted to create this amazing application to support craft beer? Is that what happened?
Well, I mean, I'll be completely honest. In college, I didn't do a whole lot of beer, and coming out of there, I just started like getting into what I could find at the local bars.
So you were kind of more of a fifth of Jack Daniels every night?
I wouldn't go that far, but you know.
He's like, my mom's watching this, dude. Come on now.
Careful, don't get me in trouble.
Nice.
But I mean, it just started off. I started learning a little bit more and trying a few things, and I mean, I've never had anything more of like the mass market Coors, Miller, Budweiser. Kind of started with like New Belgium and Pyramid and those sorts of things, and just the whole idea just kind of came about of how can we learn, how can we share about this market, this this community that is so passionate. And so by doing, I mean, the other half, Greg, is on the East Coast. And so by making something that was online and social, we could easily share with each other what we were discovering.
Right on.
So this idea that was just really a passion project just kind of exploded.
That's excellent. I think I fell in love with Untappd almost immediately because it was exactly what I envisioned my own, like, because I've had my own ideas for a beer application, and it fit all the models of what I imagined and what I wanted to do with it.
There's some other beer, like social beer applications out there, and there's always one thing about them that is like, now I can't use this because it does this, and I can't use this because the big thing is you can't add beers to the system, and you get this, they try to keep up on it. I'm not going to say who they are, but the other ones that are out there, and you just can't keep up with how many craft beers
you have to crowdsource that, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's one thing I really like about it, and although they might find multiples and all that, that goes away. But the fact that you can add your beer, and it's like, okay, cool.
Something we've learned about that is that the community is so passionate about what they're drinking and all the new things that they're finding that we don't already have, that they've been adding like crazy. Our database has been growing like exponentially.
Yeah.
It's a key component to it is letting it grow so that it's thorough and intact.
Exactly.
It's more accessible too. And another thing I really like about it, kind of when New Brew Thursday started without me, I got into New Brew Thursday because I wanted to learn about what was out there. Because there's so many different beers out there and you have no idea what to even get. So to have something that's social like that where you can see what people are drinking in your area. Because if they're drinking in your area, more than likely, 9 times out of 10, you can probably pick it up too.
Exactly.
And you go, well, you can talk to them about it, you can comment, do all this stuff, and then go find the beer for yourself and try it out.
Well, that's one of the biggest keys to the location feature. Just to go back a little bit about, you were talking, like, one of the issues with the crowdsourcing is duplicates, and something we're rolling out very soon is more of like Foursquare super users. So we're going to put together a community of users that are going to clean that up.
I request if a Untappd super user.
Yeah, well, I'll add you to the list. I'll make sure you're in there.
Nice.
But definitely, the location sharing has kind of become a very key, very popular market.
Yeah, right.
And
Definitely.
I mean, especially with certain craft beers only being available in certain places. I mean, if you can share where you're at and what you're having, you can be like, hey, you guys should come check this out. It's here.
Right, exactly. Right.
So that way you get all your friends in on it.
Oh, John has that beer.
Well, and I think you guys do a really good job of listening to your users, especially on Twitter. You're very active on Twitter. You're very responsive on Twitter, which I find impressive because you guys are blowing up. You're getting a lot of popularity now, and I know sometimes it's hard for me to keep up with New Brew Thursday's Twitter feed, let alone something like Untappd, where you guys have constant.
Well, it's entertaining because Greg and myself both do this in our spare time. It's just a passion project for us. But we luck out that he's on East Coast time, I'm on West Coast time, and I have a terrible sleep schedule. So our Twitter time overlaps. So we sadly admit that we almost cover Twitter 24 hours a day.
That's excellent.
Which is horrible.
Excellent. See, we need to move you out to New York, John.
Exactly. So you get the
Then we
time
can cover
difference.
Twitter 24 hours a day.
New York can't handle me. I'm sorry.
So speaking of not being able to handle something, we're going to Infinium and Beyond.
Yep.
Oh, look at you.
Look at me.
Oh.
Which is a badge on Untappd for drinking this beer.
Newest collaboration by Sam Adams, if
Right.
I may, and Weihenstephan, which is one of my favorite Weizen producers in Germany. Quite traditional, amazing, and I'm very. It's very unique that they're doing this collaboration with an American brewery, albeit it's Sam Adams, which Jim Koch is obviously one of the forerunners in the craft beer movement historically. So this is a 10.3% beer. They say it's champagne-like.
Yeah.
To me, it's a marriage of a Doppelbock and a champagne or a champagne beer, and so we'll see what comes out of that.
Right on.
So
Like
it
a
should be
beery
really
champagne.
interesting.
So now, because you've already gotten your Infinium badge
Yes.
for drinking this beer,
Of course.
it's Bill. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
While you're pouring us all our beer, we're gonna check in and get our badges right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Well, I'm going to taste it a second time.
Nice. So
So if people,
Untappd.
you just go to untappd.com.
Yeah.
And you
Basically,
can
you
download
just-
the web app to your iPhone.
Well,
and
there's
save
no
the bookmark it.
Yeah, there's no downloading required. Untappd is a web-based mobile app. All you have to do is direct your phone's browser to untappd.com, or if you want to go direct, m.untappd.com, but you'll be redirected either way.
Right.
We currently support iPhone, Android. The only Android browser that we're having issues with right now is Opera, just due to limitations.
because Opera sucks.
But we
I
also
said it. Opera developers that are watching, fix it.
Yeah.
Steve's allowed to say that too.
We also we support WebOS, so you got the Palm Pre, Pixie, and those phones, and we also support BlackBerry 6 and BlackBerry 5. Although BlackBerry 5 is a little limited, but we do our best.
Right.
With
Still
so
you-
many browser, whoa, so many
glass, please,
browsers
gentlemen.
out there, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah. I just checked in.
All right.
Oh crap! John got his badge before me. Damn it!
And hold on, it's loading up.
There we go.
All right.
There's my Infinium badge right there.
It says on mine, this is your second time enjoying this beer.
Oh, special man.
Special man.
Cheers.
Thanks for the beer, Tim.
Thank you, guys.
Ooh, smells good.
Now, it's not uncommon with the classic champagne to have this doughy aspect, this bready, doughy aspect, which is kind of unique because we're kind of getting this in this, and they're claiming it's a champagne-style beer.
Right.
So that's kind of cool. It's more because of the roasted malts in this case versus the yeast that's used necessarily with a champagne, but it's really interesting, and so it should play really well with these pairings I have. Library Ale House has been very kind to supply us with some wonderful food. They have some beautiful ribs that are done in an Asian-style sauce with some curly cut fries and some house coleslaw. Should be fabulous pairing with this. The malt characteristics should come out. We have a great Reuben sandwich with some great melted Swiss on rye bread. Beautiful artisanal pastrami. This fabulous sticky toffee cake that's made locally, I was informed, and it's with some of their beautiful ice cream, which is melted.
melted, yeah.
It's still not going to affect the flavor. So all three of these things should go wonderfully.
Now,
So,
typically, like with this kind of like, I would, if I saw this beer from a distance, I would think it was like a Belgian strong pale. And
Right.
typically, you wouldn't go with red meat pairings with this. Is it because it's so malty that you're
not
doing
necessarily. Yes. This has a lot of the characteristics of a Doppelbock, and so Doppelbocks pair beautifully with any type of caramelized or grilled meat. In the case of the pastrami, it's going to play really well with the, I believe, with the caraway that's in the rye bread, and I just think it's going to be beautiful.
that? Grab that. There you go.
I'm going to go for the pork first.
Normally, I'd let the guest grab the food first,
That's
but
all good.
I got to deal with this.
This looks
'cause-
so good, I understand.
Yeah, well, this is just something I've got to barrel through because this is a new one for me.
Wow.
Yeah. Great pairing with this. The house-made Thousand Island comes out really well. Brings out some great characteristics. Sauerkraut plays really well. It's classic. It's just like, there's a reason why you drink locally and eat locally, and the reason why historical pairings are from regionality, I call it. Sauerkraut is a classic German-style sandwich. Pairs really well with the notes that are found in the Weihenstephan beers classically. And the Vitus, which they have here, would go great with this also. And so I think this pairs really well. Sam Adam did a good job as far as bringing that together.
It totally does work with the sour.
History on the beer. They brewed it under Weihenstephan, which is the German beer purity law.
Right.
Basically, it says beer can only be with water, hops, and barley, essentially. Yeast has been added along the way because obviously it's a key component in beer. Right. But that's what they brewed this under, that law. So, and
right, the Weihenstephan is the original law, and they did not include yeast because Louis Pasteur hadn't discovered it yet.
right.
Then they updated it to include the yeast, and so it's those 4 key components in the Weihenstephan.
I gotta say, with the ribs, these have a little bit of spice on them. It's not bad.
Yeah.
But that malty character and there's a little bit
knocks
of
it
fruit.
down a little bit.
Yeah, but the spice still lingers after, and the beer is really refreshing with this. It's really interesting.
I think with the ribs, it has the heat overall from the ribs plays really well. It adds the carbonation is like scrubbing bubbles. It refreshes your palate, and it cuts through the fattiness, and yet it plays really well, and it's quite enjoyable. So.
Yeah, I think that this beer is it's very tasty. It's very it's what I would consider a celebratory beer. I don't think I'd buy this and just drink it or have it at a party unless like I'd had a kid or we've gotten married or whatever.
It's a sharing
Yeah,
beer.
it's a sharing beer, and it's a special occasion style beer. It's not something you get a bunch of bottles of and keep in your fridge for just random people to pop in and drink.
Yeah, I agree.
It kind of ties into their whole limited special edition kind of feel for it.
So talk a little bit about how you and Sam Adams came up with the Infinium badge and how that worked.
Sam Adams had contacted us just trying to learn a little bit more about our platform and how we could help them out or how we could work together. And after a little bit, they came back and were like, just told us that we've got this new special edition coming out, and we'd love to partner up with you guys and get the word out, spread it around your community, and just try and help get more of a social reach out of by using Untappd to spread the name.
on.
I mean,
Yeah.
all check-in.
Well, you did a good
badges.
job of that.
Yeah,
I mean, it has blown this beer up, and it's all anybody talks about is, I need to get my Infinium badge. I need to get my Infinium badge.
We were swamped for a while with people asking us where they could get it. I mean, we had a lot of users, and I've seen several users on Twitter that are like, this beer is pretty good. I really only bought it so I could get the badge.
Right.
So you got people that are actually interested in trying it, but you also have kind of the side where people just want their badges.
I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Like, I don't think I would have gone out of my way to find it and drink it. I'm glad I was able to, but mostly I was like, I got to get that. I'm a badge whore.
Yeah.
I'm a badge whore for I'm a mayor whore for Foursquare. I'm a badge whore for Gowalla. I love just getting like badges and pins and whatever.
The moral
so I
is
mean, it's awesome. You guys do a
Steven
great
is a
job.
whore.
I am. You know how to contact me if you want some. Speaking of badges, there seems to be a new badge that's going to be coming out today, right?
Yeah, we're definitely. You guys have been so kind to have us on the show. We're gonna repay you by giving you your own special edition New Brew Thursday badge.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
New Brew Thursday badge.
Yeah,
Yes!
There you go.
Wow.
Sorry. Very excited about it.
Well, being the badge whore, you gotta
That's
be.
right. I am. I'm like, oh my god, I have my own badge.
It's like it'll be like the equivalent of me getting the Find the Founders badge that we have.
How do I find myself?
Exactly. Basically, it kind of follows your theme of your show. We like to encourage people to try beers. You guys are definitely into trying
New
to inform
beers,
the
yeah.
community and encourage people. So, criteria for this badge,
Very cool.
basically, in a calendar month, for at least 3 Thursdays of that calendar month, you must try and check into a beer that you have never had before on a Thursday. That way,
There you go.
There you go.
Try something new. Drink it with your friends. Get your buddies together. 'Cause
Drink
I
it,
think-
drink it while you're watching New Brew Thursday.
Exactly. Try the beers that we're doing that week.
Exactly.
I think, and one of the things that I think with you guys and us that I think really blends well is that one of the biggest concepts that I had for New Brew Thursday when I started the show was I wanted a way of like saying, get together with your friends, get together with your buddies, try something new, try something you wouldn't try normally, and you guys had to drink socially, go out and don't sit alone in your house and drink. It's fine occasionally, but it gets sad after a while. Like,
We've all been there.
And that's why like a place like this is awesome. Find your local craft beer bar, because you go in here and it doesn't matter if you're by yourself, you have no friends, you're the biggest loner in the world. You come in here,
You'll find someone to
you'll
talk
find
to.
someone to talk to, and they're good people. Craft beer people are good people.
Yeah.
Hoptopia has that right.
Yes.
Beer people are good people. That's a great hashtag, and I think Untappd really fits that bill.
Well, thank you.
I like to say, once you get your New Brew Thursday badge, please let us know. We'd be more than happy to hear about it. Please
Exactly.
contact us and let us know. And try the sticky toffee pudding before you drink all your beer, Steven.
Okay.
Get the badge and
Risk
try
a
the
coma.
sticky toffee.
It's
It pairs
delicious.
really well. Talk about
Again, I'm going to go to the hospital.
really brought out the malt in the beer.
Yeah, definitely brings out the maltiness. The vanilla ice cream works really well with it.
Oh. I'm having a transcendent moment right now. Wow. That's like a bready Heath bar.
It's really good.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
that is
that's
amazing.
awesome.
With the beer, it's
It almost brings out this vinous characteristic
Yeah.
to the beer.
I was just going to say that.
You get
Like,
that in the nose a lot when you smell it from the yeast, but you also get it. I wonder if they use champagne yeast for this. They may have.
right.
But you definitely get this vinous characteristic with the sweet, especially. I mean, it plays really well with the sauerkraut pastrami, much to Steven's chagrin, and it goes really well with the heat from this. Beautiful. But yeah, I really like it with the sticky
yeah. I
toffee.
think my favorite was with the toffee, sticky toffee.
Well, Tim, I'm running out of beer, and we're going to share the rest of what we have with everyone that's here for the meetup. So
No worries.
I just want to take a minute and say thank you for
Definitely.
coming on the show.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you for the New Brew Thursday badge. I'm going to hug you awkwardly for like a half hour later. So anyway,
What's that?
until then, stay safe, drink socially,
Yep.
drink beer. Cheers.